The Stinky Slinky Condo. The Stinky Slinky. When we got into RVing, we didn't know what to do about our sewer hose. We knew we needed one, but we didn't have a good idea where to store it or what connectors to use or which brands to use. So we got this cheap hose off of Amazon, and it works. It works fine. We just don't really have a good place to store it because of this elbow connector. We can't put it in the bumper where we store our Rhino hose. So we use this plastic box and store it in our garage, which is less than desirable because it invariably has a little bit of fluid in the bottom of the box and it stinks a lot. And we end up handling it way too much and it's messy. So we were looking for a better solution for storing, and we think we might have come up with an idea. It's not our idea, we stole it from a bunch of other people on YouTube, but this is what we're doing. We're making our Stinky Slinky Condo. It's a 5 by 5 by 8 foot vinyl fence post covering and a 50 caliber ammo box that'll be affixed to the end. And we're going to mount this underneath the rig real close to the sewer so that everything we need for the sewer is all in one place. And conceptually, this will be latched shut. There we go. This will be latched shut so that when we get to our location, we just pop the hatch, open the door, grab the slinky, pull it all out, all in one piece, minimizing the amount of exposure we have to a dirty sewer pipe. On the off chance that we have a sewer connection that needs the donut, we've got it handy, also right in the same place. So we don't have to go into the garage to get it out. So this is where our Stinky Slinky Condo should end up. It'll be bolted to the frame on this side and the other side, just to the right of the support piece for the sewer. The goal is to have all of our sewer connections that we need, components, all in one place, so that when we get to a campsite, we can pop the hatch on that box, pull out our tube with the connector already connected, make the connection to the ground, and then come back and make the connection to the RV. Once that's all in place, I've also got the Valterra dump gate that we'll be adding to prevent any accidents that we have had happen a few times. So the modifications I made to the pipe and the box are pretty straightforward. Just cut the edge out so that it basically allowed the box to line up flush with the top. I screwed up a little bit on the back and screwed up a little bit there when I cut the box, but it's going to allow it to breathe, so I'm not too worried about it. The idea is this lip will help support the box while it's underneath the RV. Then I just cut a square hole, so basically the interior dimensions of the pipe is what that hole is on at least two of the sides, so that it'll go straight through. The next part of the installation, because the box tapers a little bit from top to bottom, moves in the wind too, tapers from top to bottom. I'm going to shim the bottom, just a couple of pieces of the scrap binder, just Gorilla Glue it in place, and then glue the box on top of that, and then I'll run a couple little screws through everything to tie it all together. Okay, so here's the rough-in assembly. So I've Gorilla Glued here and on the bottom, and I've got two little screws running through both locations, and I had an old cotter pin that thought we'd try to incorporate. And so this is what it looks like when you open it up. So it's got plenty of room for the donut, and then the tube will just come right on out. So we just got the screws on the inside. That's that's it. Okay, so Stinky Slinky Condo trial run.
So what do you think of people that come up here from other states and just stay around people?
It might be working here. So you pull the Stinky Slinky out of the condo and you go right to your connection, connect it to your pipe, good to go. So this is what the Stinky Slinky condo looks like after spraying on a can of spray and bed liner, basically. Black paint, it's got a rubberized texture to it. Should stand up to a little bit of scuffing better than just regular black paint. We mounted it last weekend, did a test run on a little trip, and it seemed to work okay, so we'll mount it up now. So this is the final result of the Stinky Slinky condo. We got mounted up underneath the trailer. We've got so we've got the donut, and then we've got the connector, ground connector, already connected to the hose. Comes right on out. We got about 6 feet or so of tube there. And then we've got the Valterra gate. So once we pull it out, we just take the cap off. And not a lot of fuss. We're right there. Pop it on, and then this would go right to wherever our sewer is. That's it. We've got to connect to the frame. We've got 3 bolts going through the ammo box into the frame with self-tapping screws, and I put that metal strip on there to give it a little bit more support. Could be a little bit tighter on this side. There's a little bit of give, but not much. If I did it again, something I considered doing, I might still, if I ever had to redo it, you could use a 4x4 post and fit it in this gap here and run it across. The one potential advantage to that is you could use the stabilizer brace frame to mount a support bracket underneath it. 4x4 would fit in that gap. With the 5x5, it's just a little bit too big. So it has a plus there that you have to open the ammo box the other direction. You have to open this way, but that potentially could be a benefit to being up next to this from a support standpoint. That's really about the only thing I consider doing differently. I like the 5x5 post or sleeve because there's plenty of room to just slip the hose and whatever connectors on it. It's not going to bind up. You don't have to slide it in perfectly like you do with a 4x4. So I'm pretty happy with this setup. On the opposite end of the condo, connected the box to the frame using a couple L brackets, just one on each side. Originally, I was planning on just putting a bolt directly through the sleeve into the frame, but because of the storage box that we've got here, that was in the way. I couldn't get the wrench there, so the L bracket worked out pretty good. It's nice and secure and holds the weight pretty well.